guys, Swansea City here, back again for another video then, and in this one today I'll be talking about John Eustace and his decision to turn down Swansea City. It's going to be a bit of a rant video, it's not going to make much sense, but I don't really care, to be honest. At the end of the day, I'm frustrated, I'm fed up with these owners, I'm fed up with Julian Winter. We're just getting constant shit. Swansea City's managerial hunt continues as Queen's Park Rangers assistant manager John Eustace has decided to turn down Swansea City's offer. He was at Queen's Park Rangers game against Manchester United the other day, where he was assistant manager to Mark Warburton, of course, where the Rs won 4-2 against Manchester United. Very good win for QPR there, and it did look like, that was already agreed with the club and John Eustace. He'd come to Swansea the day after and signed the contract, but he said a change of heart. QPR have reportedly offered a really good contract to him, which he couldn't turn down, and my question is, why couldn't we offer that contract? At the end of the day, if you want John Eustace to be the manager, you back him financially, you give him money, you get him to give the players he wants. But no, Julian Winter and the owners probably offered him a packet of crisps and a Kit Kat and a £1 bonus per win. What are we doing? How are QPR offering their assistant manager more financial backing on wages and all-round coaching ability and stuff like that than Swansea City, who want this man to be their main man? QPR, John Eustace isn't even their main man. Mark Warburton's QPR's main man. We want John Eustace to be our main man, and we can't even get the contract right. One absolute joke. 13 days to go to the start of the season, less than 2 weeks, and we haven't got a manager. We've signed 3 players. A player who played 3 games last season, a player in Joel Peru who's prolifically under 23 striker, that's where he's played his football and his best, and the other geezer, Kyle Joseph, who scored less than 5 goals in League One last season. Finished in the playoff final last season with Andre, Freddie Wood and Mark Wade, Conor Horahan, good players like that, and no disrespect to Liam Walsh, Joel Peru and Kyle Joseph, but it's not much of an upgrade on them. It's not even much of a similar part. It's just a big downgrade. I'm very, very frustrated at this. We've got money in the club. It's the frustrating thing. I'm not having this rubbish about we've got no money in the club. We sold Dan James for 15 million, McBurney for 20 million. We sold Gylfi Sigurdsson a few years ago for 45 million pounds. We've sold other key players in the past. We've got money in the club. I'm not accepting this rubbish that there's no money in the club and we're in debt. Absolute rubbish. Joe Rodon, another example, £12 million. Where's the investment? There is none. There is absolute none. No investment at all. How can you expect to compete with the likes of Fulham? Brentford went up last year. Fulham just spent £12 million on Harry Wilson. We wouldn't spend 1.2 pence on Harry Wilson. We wouldn't even give him £1 a day. It's an absolute joke. I'm not expecting us to sign Harry Wilson, for example, but I'm frustrated because you've got teams like Fulham who will back their man in Marco Silva. Yes, Fulham have just come down from the Premier League. We could have been in the Premier League this season. We wouldn't have spent £12 million. These owners, Julian Winter, they need a reality check. We got to the playoff final last year. We've lost key players to that side. And what do you expect? We haven't got a manager. How can you expect to do well this season when you don't have a manager? What is it all about? You get rid of Steve Cooper, and apparently they knew 2 weeks in advance that Steve Cooper was leaving, but then they take 2 weeks to sack him so we know we can get a manager on time. And 3-4 days later, we are nowhere near getting a manager. Absolute joke. I really don't care if people don't think this video is a very good video. I don't care, to be honest. I want to vent my frustration. I don't care if my words are jumbling up or, I'm looking at the screen weird. I couldn't give less of a shit, to be honest with you. My frustration and what I want to care about is these owners and Julian Winter constantly letting the fans down. Since Julian Winter's come in for Trevor Birch, of course, the chairman or whatever you want to call him, what has he done? He sold Joe Rodon in his first couple of days for a fee which was ridiculous at the time. What else has he done? Steve Cooper fell out with him because Steve Cooper wants some backing. Nah, you're not having any backing. Jog on, Steve. We don't need you. Yeah, we don't need Steve Cooper, do we? Because who do we have? Alan taking caretaker charge. Well done, Julian Winter. Great there, mate. These owners, what backing have they given us? I'm not accepting this crap that they've backed us. No, I guarantee they've made more of a profit off player sales than we've lost on player sales. That says it all. We've not signed anyone. We've signed 2 players above £1 million since we've been down in the Championship, and I was Burr St Selina and I was Joel in the first season we were down in the Championship. 3 seasons since then, and we've not spent £1 million or more on a player, not including add-on fee and stuff like that. We've not spent £1 million or more. That says a lot. How can you expect to get to the Premier League, the next level, the elite of the elite, a £270 million game in the playoff final, and you expect to get there when we can't even spend £1 million or more on a player? What do we expect? At the end of the day, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the fans. Again, let down. The season hasn't even started yet, and it already feels like we've been shot through the stomach. back. I'm absolutely sick. Yes, there's other clubs in the Championship worse off like us than, you know, Derby County and stuff like that, but from a Swansea City fan, we've got to concentrate on ourselves, and what we need to do is get rid of these owners. How do we do it all? That's the question. That's not up to me. That's up to the bigger fans with, you know, the bigger influences and stuff like that. It's not up to me. And what I can do is just vent my frustration, let the neutral fans know what state Swansea City are in, and the state we are in. We've signed 3 players, 2 players last season who probably played less than 10 games, and a player who's only played under 23 football, really. You know, it's not very good. We've lost our top goal scorer in Andre. Matt Grimes is reportedly leaving to Fulham for £4 million. Yes, his contract's up next season, about £4 million again. You know, not very good money for a good player like Matt Grimes in his day. Just frustrating. I don't know what we do. 13 days until we play Blackburn Rovers. You know, we've got a friend against Southampton next week. That could be humiliating. At the end of the day, these players, you know, you're supposed to have a bit of rhythm in pre-season. You know, you're supposed to get to know the manager, get to know the new players, really bed in. You know, we've just had so many interruptions. COVID, of course, there were some of the players, okay, that's, you know, that's just unlucky at the end of the day. But I'll tell you what's not unlucky. Getting rid of Steve Cooper when they knew 2 weeks he was going, so they wasted 2 weeks there. I'll tell you what's not unlucky, John Eustace. I'll tell you what, I'll clap John Eustace. I'll clap him. Fair play for him for turning us down. He could easily have accepted the job. You know, we've got rejected from a manager who's only had an experience at non-league level. That says a lot. You know your club's in a mess where a guy who's only managed in non-league turns down a former Premier League club and turns down a team who won the Championship playoff final last year. You know why? Because we won't be near the Championship playoff final this year. Julian Winter wouldn't know his way out of a one-way exit. That just sums the bloke up. You know, he's absolutely clueless, and at the end of the day, Julian Winter is just the owner's his right-hand man. Wherever comes from Julian Winter is coming from the owners at the end of the day. The owners are living in America. You know, we're not going to get to him. Julian Winter, you know, we've got to, I don't know what we do. Do we protest, but then you're not backing your players? It's a weird one, really. But at the end of the day, I'm just frustrated. You know, the managerial search goes on. Who do I want? You know, Cameron Toshak's the favourite now. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets a job. He's managed in the 23s before, managed over in Cyprus where he didn't do too well, but you know, if I was him, I'd turn it down as well, make a point. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Please hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the owners, Julian Winter, and let me know your thoughts. Are you happy or disappointed that John Eustace has turned us down for me? I'm very disappointed. I'd have loved him to become Swansea City's manager. 13 days to go to the start of the season, then we've got no manager. Tickets for Blackburn Rovers haven't been put on sale. We've signed no real key first-team player. We're skint, and we're just going to be absolute shit this season. Thanks for watching, guys, and roll on the season.
I need a one more chance. Oh, baby, let me show you. I need a one more chance. Oh.